So how do you turn this office box into a full functioning podcast studio? This is what I'm doing and building for over 7 years around the world. I build podcast studios anywhere from the US, Dubai, Israel, and many other places. And in all of them, I learned a lot about how you should build a podcast studio, what things should be inside, and how do you create the best podcast studio out there. And in this video, I'm going to do a walkthrough of my most recent studio here in Dubai. I'm going to show you everything about this space, everything that was built, why I went for this kind of studio, what things I've put in, and everything is going to be hand to hand until you can build your own podcast studio as well. It will give you some idea on how do you should have your own studio, and I hope it will give you a lot of tips and advices. So come on guys, let's go. So guys, this is my podcast studio and how it looks, and I'm going to do a rundown of talking to you about every feature about this studio. Well, first of all, as you can see, the maybe most important things are lights and acoustic, and it's basically from the place itself. So if you can see here, let me just go outside and show you. This entire place is glass, okay? So you can see glasses here as well. So, and there are glasses here. So what I needed to do is close this glass. So what I did, I just took this wall cladding and I just covered the entire place with wall cladding in a way that will allow me to first of all block the light and create privacy, okay? It's a very important thing for us when we create content. We want to make sure that there is privacy, and also that we can control the lighting. Control the lighting is one of the most important things, because we want to make sure that the only lights that we'll create will be one created by us. This is why I don't really like podcast studios where the lights are being controlled elsewhere. It's for me, it's a big problem, because then I need to always change the lights. You know, if there is a big window, let's say, I always need to change the light and match it based on that. Here, the result is always the same, day or night. So as you can see, we had this wall cladding here, and I'm going to touch, you know, the visuals a little bit later in this video, but we're going to do that in a second. So we had this wall cladding. This is the only thing actually we've done to this space. It was pretty nice before that. We just added more things. And there's one thing I added here, which, as you can see, we wanted to paint this wall black, but we couldn't, unfortunately, because we are not allowed. We are just renting here. We haven't bought this unit. So the solution we found was to just put a black curtain all over the wall. As you can see, we just put it with staples. You can see the staples here. So it's a very nice solution we found. First of all, it's very, very cheap. I think it was about, I don't know, $150 for the entire 6 meters or so of the place. And it was also very cheap to put, and also to remove if we need. We just take the staples out and we are off the hook. The reason we wanted to do it black is because it will help us to make the face of the people that we take more vividly and brightly. We wanted to go for a darker studio because we wanted the entire set to be dark and the people will be well lit. We're going to talk about it in a second over there. So that is the idea here. I want to address the size of this place, okay? It's about 6 meters wide. I don't know how much is it in feet. My US fellas, please help me here. And I recommend you to put, and we put the desk, okay? You can see there is a lot of space here. There is a workstation over there, another workstation here, and also the podcast set. I recommend you to have as much distance between the actual seat of the person talking with the wall behind it. And the reason is we still want to make sure that we separate the person, okay, from the background behind it. So if you put it on a very small space, it will just make it a little bit more suffocating. The frame would be a little bit closer. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure there's a lot of space here. So as you can see, I think we have about, I don't know, 2 meters between the person who sits here and talking and the wall. It allows us to really separate him out of that, and we can create another set here. And if we're talking about lights, let's mention the light that we have here. So we have this, I don't know, ambient lights or just a visual, real nice. It's a nice set I bought on Amazon. You can see there is small wires that goes all the way down here, and they've been controlled here. So we've just painted them in the same color as the cladding, and it's not showing. So it was very nice work done by my brother. And we have this LED light we can change lights to. We have the big umbrellas, the big softbox. I'm going to talk with them about them really soon. And we have these IKEA style LED lamp, which are very nice. Let's go to the other side. We have another LED lamp here hiding behind. and another big LED changing color lamp on the floor. Now, there is a purpose for each and every light that's here. So about these lights, the purpose of them is just to make it popping out in the frame. These lights actually paint, this area, and we can change their colors all the time to make sure that they are always different and interesting. Also, same for the light over there, back there. The lights inside the cabinets just give another level to the space. So we just do that as well. And these are the story of the lights. Let's talk about the softbox. There are many, many types of lights I worked with during my years of creating social media and podcasts. I want to tell you that these are the best. Now, what they are? Assembled. They have this big, as you can see, big light that's here, that's being actually softened by these softboxes. They have a grid. The grid allows the light only go downstairs, go towards down the person that we want to light, and that's the only thing. Their location is one of the most important things they are, because they need to be, here's our camera, we're going to talk about it really soon, but it needs to be right above the camera and in 45 degrees angle to everyone who speaks. So if you see the full frame that we have, okay, so you'll see that both of them are lighting in 45 angles to this one lights that side and this one lights that side. Now the reason is that we want to make sure the light impacts from the camera, and it also separates the person from the frame. So that's how it looks the best. You see when someone sits, let me show you how it looks from my angle. Okay, so when I'm sitting here, I actually have the microphone, I'm talking to that side, and this is the camera, this is the light. This is the best way it looks, because then, as you can see, I'm sitting here, look how I'm beautifully lighten up, here's the microphone, so everything is very, very nice. And if we are already here, let's talk about microphones, let's talk about audio. So here in this studio, I have two microphones, the SM7B, the most prominent one, the one you see online. I want to tell you, these are just a show off, okay? You can have really cheap microphones, like I'm using the Behringer XM8500 all the time. They are very good microphones. I'm using many very cheap microphones, but people want to have this premium feel and look you get with this kind of microphone, so we do that. We also put them on these lower arms. The reason is that we don't want them to be in the frame a lot. We just want to have the microphone in the frame. So if you can see like this or like this, you can see that the microphone is on the bottom part for me, like under my face. So that's very important. And we have only two microphones here. We have another two microphones over there that we sometimes put. And as you can see, they are on these kind of brackets rather than the lower arm. They are on desk stands. The reason is that they just take too much space. So we don't want to do that. We just want to be to have these, you can see we can just put them to the side. We can have another microphones on the table. So it makes us very, very comfortable. All of these microphones, the four of them, you don't need more than four, guys. You're not hosting a TV show. Goes to the UMC Behringer 404, the trustable, reliable one, very cheap unit. It does the job perfectly. So use that. You don't need to use anything too shabby. And yeah, just have a good light on me. Next thing I want to talk to you about is the camera. So we have here two cameras in the studio. A lot of clients are looking for third camera. I'm personally not a fan because all of you want to do reels and you don't need the third camera because it looks weird. So we have this A7 Mark III, beautiful camera, very good, not very expensive and does the job beautifully. I think it's about $1,000. And we have here the ZV-E1. They are both identical when we're talking about their lens. So the picture they're giving out is very, very similar. This one is a little bit more digital and advanced. And the second and the next part of the cameras from Sony. So this is why it's here. It's best to have two cameras from the same camera. So don't do two different cameras like me, even though they are pretty much identical. For me, this is the lowest version of really good, high quality cameras. It's the A7 Mark III. Don't go any lower than that because that will give you not that good quality. They are very good.
they run for a longer periods of time, and I'll show you my small trick if you are already on that. So as you can see, these cameras has on their tripods, they have little fans. So this one has this big fan on it. The second one has a small trick with, as you can see, this is a small fan that just clips to the side of it. Now this camera has this kind of a solution for it. The other camera doesn't have. Now the reason is that when we are creating podcasts, we shoot for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So on that case, the cameras get really hot. When they get hot, they close themselves, they shut themselves. So avoid this mistake and just use these kind of fans on the cameras. It's very cheap, only a few dollars, and it just saves you from a lot of problems. So do that. Another thing I wanted to address, if we're talking about video. So as you can see, the cameras are here, but they have cables connected to them. What are these cables are? Well, there are two. The first one is actually a dummy battery. So they are not connected to a battery, but they have this cable where it just goes to the battery and goes here and uses as a power output, basically. So that saves us from changing batteries all the time, and it also helps it from not warming up too much. The second thing, which is more interesting, is that one. So here we have a micro HDMI adapter. Okay, always go for the one with the cable, not the one that is just a small socket, and it goes to an HDMI cable. This HDMI cable goes to, in this case, my ATEM Mini Pro. Now, what this thing does actually, it's allowing us to record the video into the computer, which saves us a lot of time working. And why is that? Because every time, if we are using the two cameras and recording internally, we need to change cards, we need to edit very, very meticulously. Here what I'm going to show you, we are just not editing almost at all, because we're just recording everything on a live session as it should be. Let me show you how it looks on the computer. So here's our computer. As you can see, we have here an OBS studio. Now, because we have here this ATEM Mini, we can just change. So as you can see, we have the OBS studio. We have all the microphones already wired to that. We have now we can see the two cameras. We can switch between them. And the entire thing is actually recording to the computer. It saves us a lot of time and energy because we don't need to connect the audio channels and connect the video channels and then switch everything up. Everything is done automatically here. So we have the OBS studio running with the ATEM Mini, running with the UMC404. And our secret sauce, secret magic is the virtual video director. This nice little software just takes the separated audio channels from the audio card. It takes the feed from the cameras and it just switches between the cameras. It basically controls the OBS studio, and it allows us to just get a fully mixed version of the podcast without any hassles. As you can see, I'm just going to control from the system. You can see that I'm basically can just switch from the software. I don't know if you can see, maybe now. So it just here's me. Let's do an example, okay? I will go and put the other frame. Let me go to my microphone and I'll show you what's going on right now. So basically it just cuts and create a full live switch version of the podcast from that. We can also edit, we can also get separated channels. This is with another small trick that we have. By using the drive, we can just connect a full disk, a full drive, SSD drive directly towards the ATEM Mini and get a fully switched version, because this is the ISO version, so it produces two different channels. So we also have that, and we can just change between them. So this is how the recording is going. Another thing that we are doing, which is very, very important, is using the streaming option. Now, what this streaming option does, it basically gives us a free backup to our service, to our recording, throughout YouTube. We can just create a stream from here. We are recording it here on the OBS, and once when we have another backup version, usually 1080p, usually a very good version that allows us to back up our recording. Always have a backup when you have a studio. It's never a mistake. Now, a few other things I wanted to mention are the decorations, okay? These are things that I really take pride of. These are my touches to the studio, and it's very important for me, so I wanted to show you them too. So first of all, we have these trees, these fake trees. They always look good. They always look nice. I really enjoy them. We have this kind of, LED hexagon thing. We can also change the colors of them with this little remote, which is a nice little thing. Everything is, I don't know, $100 on Amazon. You can see we can just change colors, which are very nice. here inside the cabinets. We have the cabinets also as a way to separate the person from the space. So to make sure this side, because it's been shot, this space, if you see the producing from our video, you do see this kind of angle a lot because we shot from the side. So we do put some nice things here. We have this nice little astronaut, which is actually a Bluetooth speaker, okay? Which is a cool thing. It changes lights here on the ball. We have the Burj Khalifa, of course. We are here in Dubai. We have these cactuses. We have this nice, cool little picture of someone plays golf back in the 40s. We have this horse. We have this small, anyways, any plant will do very well on this kind of sets. We have my book, okay? This is the podcast playbook. This is the book that I've written about podcasts. We have the old Dubai here. This is the Deira clock tower, if you are familiar with Dubai. Let's go to the other side and see the decorations there as well. Also, everything is not shot is also very important. A clock, a big clock. If you have a podcast studio that runs, very important thing. Make sure that you have a clock and people see the clock, because if someone is late, then you are in problem. We have another fake tree here. Also looks very nice on the frame. Here we have this, another astronaut. We went for an astronaut team on this one. We have these Lego Speed Champions F1 cars I built myself. Really proud of those. Not in this one because I built it wrong. We have this LED that we spoke about. Another Ferrari car here. Another like few pictures and everything to make it nice, because these things give the actual touch for the studio. And not to mention the Senora Lisa, which I'm not sure it's some sort of a take on a Mona Lisa. This picture has actually been here. We just decided to leave it because it's nice. So that's about the studio basically. If you have any other questions, please comment me. I would love to give you my advice. So guys, thank you so much for being with me in this video again. I really hope you enjoyed it. I tried to give all of the information that I had throughout all these years of building podcast studios for a lot of businesses around the world, and I hope you learned a lot of that. If you learned, please subscribe to my channel, because there are so many other videos coming in your way. I'm also always available on aieliaz.com with all my content, plus Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and many more. Everything is there. Please follow me because I upload content daily. And if you really like this video, I want you to see one of these two videos. I think YouTube really wants you to see them. It will help you on your content creation journey. Thank you so much, guys, and see you next time.